At Epical, we're about innovation and fulfilling it. We've seen a trend. The games that live the longest feature a low skill floor, but virtually uncapped skill ceiling. Esports is a passion I share with millions of people worldwide. My team is the best at what they do and innovators at heart, always ready to tackle a challenge to set an example. And that's when it clicked. Extreme Super Mega Bullet Hell is a continuation of the Extreme Super Mega series. The idea was pitched to me in-house by our art director, Edward Strand. At its core, ESM is the materialized project of his childhood vision.
This story is about a 12-year-old boy named Mark, who had, for as long as he could remember, dreamt of becoming an astronaut. He was completely captivated by space, and his whole life revolved around it. Not long after turning 12, Mark's parents were brutally murdered by a debt collector. This resulted in Mark ending up in an orphanage, from which he soon escaped. He then roamed the city streets all alone. Even though his family was gone, Mark was still determined to become an astronaut, but he knew that he would need help. Through a friend he had made on the streets, he got his hands on some exotic pills. These pills made Mark's body grow incredibly fast, and after 2 weeks, he was basically a fully grown man. Thus, he was able to enroll in the Space Academy and become an astronaut. Not long after completing his education, it was announced that a killer meteorite was on a collision course with Earth. As it got closer to impact, the meteorite spontaneously exploded, shattering into millions of pieces. The International Space Program organized a task force of skilled astronauts, including Mark, to shoot down the shower of debris left by the exploded meteorite. With the help of a new array of spaceships outfitted with the latest weaponry, Mark will defend Earth or die trying.
I grew up on the countryside without an internet connection or social media. This led to many nights spent on the roof, stargazing. Without light pollution from the cities, the scenery is breathtaking. I long to be one of them, drifting aimlessly from star to star. I've had this vision of a young prodigy striving to fulfill a prophecy, traversing the solar system, exploring different galaxies. Recently, Finance gave me the opportunity to pitch my script, and I did. ESMB will feature rich, monumental landscapes, colorful characters, and imposing enemies, all while achieving minimalism. Minimalism in video games is the most abused trope. Most projects claiming to be minimalistic are mere buzzwords. Our project is true minimalism, objectified, the apex of game design. The sound effects are means to invoke that nostalgic feeling. It captures veteran gamers with a chiptune-based characteristic, but also attracts a younger audience. The music is very sci-fi and emits a robotic theme that fits with the space concept. The relative simpleness of a theme is reminiscent of arcade games, which Bullet Hell is based on. The sound frequencies are quad-channeled with arithmetic derivations from previous works. It really sets the mood for what is to become the pinnacle of game composition. I remember playing Space Invaders at the arcade as a kid. The gameplay was simple enough that a child could grasp the concepts, but challenging enough in the later levels. Working on projects with a familiar foundation is advantageous for the crowd creativity. As for feature implementation, the game will have customizable ships, randomly generated levels, and naturally, Oculus Rift support. For the offline gamers, ESM Bullet Hell will contain a single-player story mode with adaptable difficulty to ensure that everyone has a chance of experiencing the story. It was evident from the start that ESMB was a goldmine of game mechanics, with a stellar campaign, but it wasn't until the first alpha that we noticed the untapped potential as an esport. The low skill floor of ESM Bullet Hell captivates a large fanbase, while the uncapped skill ceiling attracts core gamers. Capturing the esports scene is currently our primary objective, but at least half our team is actively working on and improving the single player in parallel. With a solid infrastructure and the creative team, I have no doubts ESM Bullet Hell will raise the standard, becoming the culmination of the game industry. Extreme Super Mega Bullet Hell is the aftermath of collaboration between immensely skilled developers and equally skilled artists, working non-stop to produce a masterpiece. This is a hint of what's to come. Epical is paving the path for a critical overhaul of casual and competitive games alike. and will continue to do so for centuries. ESM Bullet Hell will redefine the game industry as we know it. Our vision is solid. We will forge the future of the gaming franchise.